News has learned that investigators with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco and Firearms are also investigating the barge explosion that left 3 workers critically hurt.
Fox News reporter Steve Alexander standing by live at USA Medical Center where the workers are being treated. Steve, have their conditions improved?
Have some good news about one of the workers. As a matter of fact, fortunately, we now know that Casey Tyson's condition has improved from critical to serious. Hospital officials told me that happened just about 9 o'clock this morning when they got the word. Unfortunately, though, George Erickson, one of the other workers, remains in critical condition, as does the other worker. We are still reaching out to try to find his name. Hope that we hear about that. Do not have his name. He, too, however, remains in critical condition. But the barges that do move through the site and the ones that did get burned earlier this week remain docked at the Oil Recovery Company site at the Mobile riverfront, and that's where the investigation is now underway. It will be hard to forget those massive explosions that happened along the Mobile riverfront Wednesday night and Thursday morning. The blasts were the big attention grabbers.
And put it back in the
But Coast Guard officials say plenty of people are or will be involved in the investigation.
We have more investigators coming on scene. ATF has shown up. We also have OSHA. We also have the lawyers for both companies of ORC and Kirby here who want to take a look for evidence.
Kirby is the owner of the barge. ATF, Alcohol, Tobacco and Firearms.
Because there's an explosion, they have some expertise, and they want to lend their expertise to the Coast Guard to help determine the explosion and see if they can assist.
There is heavy security on the site today. Police sign and everyone going on the property in and out. You can also see a ship here called the Safety Runner, belonging to a company called AEP River Operations.
AP Safety Runner is a tug that was on scene during the explosion, and they received damage. They're unable to get it underway in their own power, and they've submitted a salvage plan that's reviewed by the Coast Guard, and they will be towed as well to a shipyard to receive repair.
Our investigators are doing an ongoing investigation.
Steve Huffman with Mobile Fire Rescue said yesterday its investigation into the fires may be finished today, but today he told me there's nothing to update. Other workers at the site will be using heavy-duty elbow grease. Now, before all the work is finished here, something very interesting is going to happen. You see that crane back there? It's going to lift a piece of metal about 50 feet by 25 feet. That piece was blown off the barge, and it's going to put it right back on that vessel. And before all investigators start working in earnest, the Coast Guard is taking more safety steps, even though there are no signs of fire.
We are also trying to gas-free the barge. We have a marine chemist coming. The marine chemist will come on the barge, gas-free the barge, or certify that the barge is gas-free. We have USES who's helping to clean the residual off the tanks to ensure that it will get the gas-free certificate.
And the final step?
Once the lawyers and the investigators are happy with evidence preservation and it's gas-free, then we'll take the barges, monitor them. They'll get towed to a salvage yard 5 miles away down Mobile River, and they will be scrapped for salvage metal.
So the vessels are going to be scrapped. Now, late this afternoon, the burn surgeon at USA Medical Center who treated Erickson and Tyson said that the regional burn center here was actually prepared for more victims on the night of that explosion. Dr. Amin Frotan couldn't talk specifics about the victims and their injuries. That's because of patient confidentiality, of course. However, he says the center has regular disaster drills in case there are mass casualties in an event.
At the time, we didn't know the number of patients we were going to be getting in, so we kind of moved all the non-critical patients out of the ER beds and had an area that we were going to go ahead and triage patients and determine their level of care. If it were a bigger set of injuries or mass casualty, we would have called in more staff.
Now, coming up at 5 o'clock, Dr. Frotan is going to talk about, in particular, the burns from gasoline and how they're treated, and it's kind of frightening, too. We'll have that coming up at 5. Reporting live from USA Medical Center, Steve Alexander, Fox 10 News.
All right, Steve, it's good to hear at least one of the victims